Hi, I'm Kat, creator of The Novel Factory, and in this video I'm going to take you through the Plot Manager section of The Novel Factory. The Plot Manager section can be found as the third option on the navigation bar on the left-hand side, and it is intended to be a high-level overview of your entire story, with each of the major scenes or events represented by an index card. You can add index cards by clicking the green Add Index Card button at the side. This will add a new card, and then you can edit the card by either double clicking it or by clicking on the context menu and edit. And then you can change the title and the summary, which is what shows on the face of the card. And then obviously you just click save to save those changes. The index cards can be shuffled around to reorder them, and you can delete them by clicking the same context menu button and clicking delete. One of the most useful features of the software is that you can get your novel off to a really good start by using one of our plot templates. To access the plot template, click the green Add Plot Template button. This will bring up a selection of plot templates for you to choose from. These have been carefully developed by looking at the structures of different genres and the elements that appear in them, and trying to isolate the key beats that make those genres what they are. And these can be used as a jumping off point for you to get your novel into good shape right from the beginning. So we'll have a look at a couple of these. So if you want to have a look at what's in one of these plot templates, you click on the green button, and that will show you an overview of what is included in it. And each of these lines, each of these words will create a new index card. And then at the top, there's a little summary of what that plot template is about. So if we have a look at another one, the hero's journey, for example, a lot of these might look familiar if you are familiar with the hero's journey. So if we decide that we want to use that plot template, we click on the green button, and that will generate a bunch of cards for each of those elements. As you can see, that they've added the cards after the scenes that I already had, hasn't overwritten them, so whatever you've got there is already safe. And for each of the stages in that plot template, a card is created. But it doesn't just create the card with the stage, it explains what sort of thing you should be expecting to do in each of those stages. So that is for extra help. You can also add more index cards, as you will probably need to, because it will not just be one scene for each of these stages. So to insert an index card, you select a card where you want the new scene to be after, and then click Add Index Card, and it will insert another one after your selected index card. As well as scenes, you might want to sort your words into chapters, and of course you can do this. To create a chapter, click Add Chapter, and you can give that a name. And when you click to create a chapter, initially all of your scenes will be in that chapter, because if you have chapters, they have to be in one chapter. But then you can create more chapters. You can decide whether you want this new chapter to be at the beginning or the end, and then new chapters will be created, and you can move your scenes into the different chapters. You can also switch the order of the chapters around, and you can insert chapters in between existing chapters. And in this way you can form your structure of your novel very fluidly, and it can be changed at any time as you are writing your novel. You can change the background colour of the plot manager by clicking this paintbrush icon up here. So by default it's a very plain background, but you can choose from a series of plain colors or gradients, or you can choose from a selection of images that have been pre-selected and things like a corkboard. So you can change the background to suit your style. As always, in our sections, you can find a lot more help in the top right hand corner here. There is the mortarboard, which tells you more about how to create a plot structure. So it will tell you craft advice for whichever section you're in. You can also click on the little eye icon, and that is help with the software itself. So if you're not sure how to do something or how it works, then this little eye icon is where you get help with that. And then there's the video tutorial link that you can find there as well. Another useful thing to know about these plot cards or index cards is that they are linked to the manuscript and actually in lots of other sections throughout the site. So if you see here, if we put our things back in order, chapter 1, chapter 2, and then if we go to the manuscript section, which we can either go to by clicking on the manuscript option in the navigation, or we can also go there by clicking on the context menu button and clicking open scene. Then that will jump us to the manuscript section, to the scene that we had selected. Now if you see along the side here, all of these items correspond with the index cards that we have in the Plot Manager. So going back to the Plot Manager, one more thing to know about the Plot Manager is the chapters can be edited by hovering over. There is a context menu button there, and there you can edit the details, which is the name of it, and you can also delete the chapter from here. If you delete the chapter, you do not delete the scenes that are within it. The scenes will move into an adjacent chapter. Usually the previous, if there is no previous available, as in this case, then they will move into the next chapter. They will not be deleted. Okay, I think that's it for the Plot Manager. I hope you found that helpful. As always, please bear in mind that we are constantly improving and updating the software, so things may be slightly different when you look at them. But if you have any feedback or if you need any assistance, please do get in touch with us. We really love to hear from our users and we really take your feedback seriously. And in the meantime, happy writing!